Today we will see how to use Audaces pattern and Digiflash. I will show you three different methods to create a pattern. The first one is using the pre-pattern of the 4D. So we click on the pre-pattern and that will open in the CAD. Let's see how to modify it so that it can be used to create the nesting. Go in Manipulation tab, Rotate tool, using the options Weight 2 points, activate the option Angle and write 180 degrees. Click on the pattern and it will turn. Now we are going to modify the number of curve points. This is useful to have an easier curve modification. Decide the number of curve points that you want to have in the curve, then click on the first and the last point of the segment that we want to modify. Do this in all the perimeter. Then we have the Manipulate Point tool. Simply clicking and dragging on the point, we can change its position. Move Point tool is used to modify the position of the points according to the X and Y axis. So click on the points that we want to move and their position will change as the measure inserted in the window. Redefine perimeter allows us to see the length of the segment and change it. In this case it's 71.34, but I want it to be 70, so write it and choose the way bidirectional. Then click to apply the modification. Do the same on the waist. Write 36, click on the segment and the perimeter will change. These are some tools used to modify the pre-pattern. To create a pattern from zero, we can use the tools in the Building tab. First, create a rectangle. Click in the work area, in the coordinates insert the measures, then click again on the X that will appear. Go in Manipulation, Parallel Element tool, insert the measure and click to create an armpit level. Let's insert the points to create the neckline. Building tab, by Coordinates tool, position the cursor in the angle and in the coordinates, the X field, write 7, then click Enter and with the left click on the X that appears. Do this process again, cancel 7 and in DY insert 2, enter and left click. Create another parallel line at 5 cm to create the shoulder width. In this moment we are creating the base of the bodies. To create the length of the back, use the tool Line and insert the measure in the distance field. Click in the angle and reach the border of the circle. Now join the points of the shoulder and the neckline. Create the armhole using the Curve tool, where we click the software adds a curve point to change the shape of the line. Then finish the base making a line. That is the back graphic. To create the neckline of the front, we use the tool Curve. Until this point, exit from the tool using the right click of the mouse and finish the neckline using the Line tool. To create the neckline of the back, we click here and draw the curve. Now the base is done, so we can extract the pieces. Go in the Produce tab, Extract Piece tool, click inside the areas that compose the pattern, right-click to confirm, and left to release. Same for the back. Left-click in the areas, right-click to confirm, left-click to release. The top pieces are extracted. In this dress, the back will be half because we are going to put here the zipper, while the front will be double. So, click on the model, then unfold. With this tool, we open the model and visualize the entire pattern. But before that, we must insert the pens. Click on the Pens tool, in Opening digit 5 and in Depth 9. Activate the option Open Pens. Here we can choose the type of lateral and vertex notches. Click on the model at the point opposite where we want to insert the pens, then click on this point, and now use the unfold, and here we have the entire model. In this moment, use the tool thread line, choose the option vertical, and clicking on the border, the thread will turn and position inside the pattern. Another important tool to add volume or shear is multiple pens. First, decide how the pens must be folded, in how many points they will be opened, the width that we want on the waist and on the bottom, and the type of notches. Select the pattern, click on the first point of the first segment, then on the last. Do the same for the line where the pins will be opened. Go in Manipulation tab, use the Define Curve tool to cancel the unnecessary contour points. To insert the seams, go in Produce tab, Seam tool, and here we can define the position, so where we want to apply the seam, the width of the seam. In this case it will be 1 cm on the neckline, as on the armhole, and the bottom edge. While in the rest of the piece it will be 1.5 cm. Here it is the pattern with the seams. Until now we saw how to modify a pre-pattern of the 4D, how it's fast and easy, create a pattern from scratch, and now we are going to talk about Audaces Digiflash. Audaces Digiflash is a board or a table, it depends on which type of hardware you choose, that works in this way. We need to position the paper pattern on it and just taking a photo in a really simple way and with a very high precision, we digitalize our patterns. This is Digiflash, click on File and then Open Example. The photo can be taken even using the camera of the mobile. Upload the image, then click on Analyze. In few seconds, we digitalized the paper patterns and imported in digital. Through these different magnets that have different shapes, the software recognizes the thread line and the internal notches. The external ones are automatically recognized. Now save the file and open it in Pattern. Here we have the digitalized pattern. On these we can apply modifications, insert seams, etc. I have already realized the complete model of the dress, so the next step will be creating the size grading. Go in the Grading tab, Table tool, and it comes this message. This pattern doesn't have chosen sizes. Choose now, click on Yes, and here we are going to create the sizes for this model. Our size grading will go from the 40 to the 46, Italian size. Change the name, so double click on the field and write the name, then click on OK. It opens this window that will be where we are going to create the grading table. First, click on the pattern where we must apply the grading. Click on the points that we want to grade. To select more than one point, keep Shift pressed. Then, click on this field and insert the value. Let's say 1 cm in the X, so in horizontal. Now we see the applied grading. On this side is in the wrong direction, so select the points, then click on Flip the X to make it right. We can grade the pens, select its point, and we move it ½ centimeter down. Same for the bottom, but in this case 1 centimeter down. When we create the grading, it can be helpful to deactivate the visualization of the seams. To do this, click on this icon. The same icon is used to deactivate or activate the seam. Besides the table tool to make the grading, there is even the automatic one. With this, we insert the difference in dx and dy between the sizes. So it's a general difference for each point. Insert 2 centimeters in dx and in dy. Click on the piece and decide the start point of the grading. There is the possibility to create grading rules. For example, if the neck point we are always going to grade it to ½ centimeter in dx, click on Create Rule, click on the desired point, and in the window that appears, write the name of the rule and the code. Then click on OK to create the rule. In this way, we can insert it in other patterns. Another option is copying the grading. For example, if the neck points of the front and the back are graded in the same way, click on the tool Copy, choose the option Different Control Points, click on the point from where to copy the grading, then in the corresponding points of the other pattern. I have already realized all the pattern grading, and now we see that if we do right-click on the pattern, Properties, and add another bigger size, the grading that has been applied on the other sizes is automatically transferred to the new one, and it has been inserted in all the patterns. Now we see some other tools. Deactivate the visualization of the seams and the grading. And we will see how to check the match of two lines, in this case the armhole and the sleeve. Obviously, the sleeve will be bigger because we added some volume using the two multiple pens to create the shear. Go in Conference, Check Tool, left-click on the first line to check, right-click to confirm, left-click on the second, right-click to confirm. Select the first reference point, then the second, and now, moving the cursor, we can check the match. Add a point, and here we insert a notch. So go in Marks tab, Insert Tool, let's put an E notch on the body and on the sleeve to find the point where we must match the pieces. In Audaces pattern, we can import and export different types of files. Indeed, if we go in File, Import, we find the DXF file, AMA ASTM file, print or plot files, and even different importers of other brands. From pattern, we can even export DXF files, AMA STM files, meta file, data file, measure table, etc. From the File tab, we can even plot and print. The next step will be set the fabrics for this dress. In the meanwhile, activate the seams and the graded sizes. To set the fabrics, you must go in Model tab, Fabric tool, and here we can create all the fabrics that we need for the creation of our models. For example, the cotton, insert the name, the description, in this case 98% cotton and 2% elastan, the type, if it's plain or tubular, in what direction the patterns must be placed, the width of this fabric, the length, weight, and the margins. These are used to identify the served edges, and even to left and right we leave some space. Then we have chiffon. That will be used for the lighter parts. In this case, the description could be 100% polyester, and even for this fabric, we set all the information that we did for the other one. Now we must identify the specific fabric for each pattern. Go in Properties window, and in the Fabric field, choose between the different options. The last thing that we will do is set the quantity for the pieces. Of course, we need two sleeves, But in this case, we will not type 2 in the quantity per model field, but we will activate the option pair. In this way, we will have 2 mirrored sleeves, one left and one right. Do the same for the ruffle, the back top, the skirt, and the cuff. In this way, the software knows that we need 2 mirrored pieces of the same pattern. The model is ready to go to the nesting.